Okay, so for one of my first Dave Matthews Band guitar tutorials, I'm going to do a pretty simple one today, and it's Let You Down. And I hadn't seen, I don't know if I just overlooked it or couldn't find it, but I hadn't seen anyone who had really done this song and explained how to play it. Because the chords are fairly simple, the strumming's a little bit different on it. And just kind of the rhythm of the song, and some of the switches are a little bit different, but hopefully this will help you out and help you kind of figure out the song a little better. But like I said, just a few pretty simple chords. For some people it might be a little bit of a stretch, but like I said, the biggest obstacle in this song really is just the strumming. So anyways, without further ado, we'll get on to it. So we'll start out with this first chord. You're gonna be on the, you're gonna have your middle finger on the 7th fret A string, your forefinger on the 5th string, the 5th fret D string, and then you'll have your pinky down here on the B string, and you will be on the 8th fret. And I leave all the strings open except for the G string, which is going to be right there. I let this finger lay down on that just a little bit because it just gives it a good sound instead of keeping it off there. You can do it either way. So that's the first chord. Then we're going to move down here. We're going to be on the A string 5th fret, then we will be on the D string 7th fret with your ring finger here, and then we'll be back down here on the B string again, but we'll be on the 7th fret. Okay, so that switch right there is just, then we will come up here for the 3rd chord, we will come up here to the E string 5th fret with your forefinger, and then we will we'll be on the 7th fret A string with your ring finger here. Then your middle finger right here will be on the G string on the 6th fret. Okay, and then this kind of goes back to another one of those Dave chords that I explained in a different video. You're gonna have your ring finger up here, 7th fret E string, pinky down here on the G string, 7th fret as well. And then you will have your forefinger here on the 5th fret. Middle finger isn't on anything. You're going to come here on the 5th fret. And the only movement you're going to make for the last chord is just stretch that over to the 4th. Like I said, that it's a little bit of a stretch. Might be kind of painful to stretch out there, but just work with it and your fingers will exercise themselves out to handle those stretches a little bit better. So now I'm actually going to strum that, now that you've seen the chords. Okay, like I said, the strumming pattern's a little bit different. Just if you can find any acoustic versions, if you'd like to find any Dave and Tim versions of that, he gives a really, you can really hear the guitar well. On the studio album with the kind of bongo sounding drums and different things, it's hard to really get that rhythm, but just practice. And then, so then when we get to the, I have no lid upon my, you're gonna go. So it's gonna be the exact same chords that we had used for the verse, but it's just gonna be just one strum. It's not, you're not strumming the whole thing, it's just stop. So. But when you get to that, when you're transitioning in from this chord, you're going to actually go back to that same strumming pattern, okay? So And then he does, since this whole song is just kind of just so different. There's not a specified intro, verse, bridge, chorus, and all that. So at one point you'll have to listen to it. I can't tell you exactly when it comes in, but I believe it is after the "I have no lid upon," when he goes. Sorry. You're gonna start back at that chord again, and when you start back at that chord, you'll come down here to your forefinger is gonna be on the A string 2nd fret. You have your ring finger here on the 4th string, or I'm sorry, on the D string 4th fret, and then your middle finger down here is gonna be on the B string, and you're gonna be on the 2nd fret. Okay. Then you're gonna move up from there to the, it's gonna be the same shape that we had up here on our 2nd chord, but it's gonna be down here, 3rd fret A string. Then we have the D string 5th fret, B string 5th fret. And then those are the only two notes that are gonna, the only two chords that are gonna differ from what we had already played on the first set of chords for the beginning of the song. So we'll go from starting back with that. We'll start here again. Okay, so we're still going back to those same chords we used in the beginning. Okay, so we're gonna start out here. You're gonna come down here with this note. Again, just those 3 fingers right there. And that's the, you're going to hear that in the part with, you have the kind of, I have no lid upon my, and then, so you'll go through that, but if I did, you could look inside and see what's on my mind. When it gets to that part, that's when you're moving down here. You're only going to play through that, I believe, I want to say 2 times, and then you'll come back to I let you down. And hopefully, like I said, it's kind of hard to explain. You got to kind of listen to the song a little bit to really understand all of that. But I'm going to go through all this one more time, and so we're going to start off. Sorry. So that kind of gives you an idea. If there's any questions that you have on that song, like I said, it's one of those you really just got to kind of listen to it and kind of get a feel for it when he makes some of those switches. And yeah, like I said, pretty straightforward. Not a lot of chords, not a lot of finger movements or anything. It's a good kind of intermediate song if you're just kind of getting into the guitar and really wanting to kind of try the more difficult stuff like Dave Matthews style. But it's, he always puts in fun stuff like, just the strumming patterns and different things like that, on these songs like this that are fairly simple. So any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love for you to subscribe. I'm going to try and get out as many of these tutorials as I possibly can. And any songs you'd like to hear, just feel free to let me know. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.